HDPlus training videos, part 5, change control. On your screen is the web page login for HDPlus, and so we're going to log in as the user expert, and we're going to create a change control ticket. Then we will assign an approver, and then we'll save the ticket. I'm going to share my iPhone at that point, show you the email that will be routed to the approver. In this case, it's an approver called Gene USMC. I'm an ex-Marine, and so I have an account on Gmail that's Gene USMC. So you'll see that email account on my iPhone. You'll see that user receive a request to approve the change created by the user Gene or expert user. I'll approve it. Then we'll go back to HDPlus and you can see the change that the expert user created where it's been approved, and that should give you a good overview of the change control capabilities of HDPlus. We're going to log in and use one of the shortcut logins. You'll remember that I could either log in by clicking login here, or I could click it over here to the right, or I could click new ticket or my list or executive overview. If I'm not logged in, it makes me log in, then it takes me to one of those three functions. I'm going to go with executive overview. Since we're not logged in, it takes us to the login screen. I've already typed in the expert user and the password, and I'm presented with the dashboard. So if you have the proper credentials and you've created a dashboard or someone's created it for you, you'll have this display. And in our dashboard, our custom dashboard, we are showing open tickets for the group HDPlus support. I've been doing a lot of work. I've closed a bunch of tickets, so it's down to 0. And there are some tickets open for the expert user. That's the next KPI. And then we have a KPI that shows us SLAs. Are we staying within our SLA? So we're in a green area of that KPI. That's good. And then we'll go over to change request, and here are some change requests that have been in the system too long. They're old change requests that they were for testing. They haven't been closed. They need to be closed. If you look at the trend, you'll see I've been kind of busy, created a few changes, and it looks like I've neglected I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong trend. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can see I've been really busy, and I've obviously neglected cleaning up some of the old tickets. I've still got 4 tickets in the system. So if I click on that bar graph, it takes me to the group list view, and you can see that for the group HD support, there are 4 tickets in an assigned status, and not even in a work status. So I've really been not on my game. So that's not good. But anyway, it's just a demo system. So we're going to go ahead and create a ticket. Remember, we're logged in as expert user. So this is the new ticket screen. You've seen this before. This is for incident tickets. However, we're going to do a change ticket. And when I do that, it adds some additional functionality. At the bottom, it adds an execution section where we specify things relative to a change. So we've got in here, specify the minimum number of approvers, who the approvers are, a list of impacted resources, a backup plan, note that's a required field, and a test plan. So we believe that change control should always include a backup plan and a test plan. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to decide how many users or how many approvers do I need. And I got some options. I can say at least 1 or at least 2 or the majority of approvers, or all of them. It just depends on the level of risk and how critical this change is I'm going to implement. So for this demo, I'll just choose one. It's kind of nice entering a number of extra names in because you never know who might be on vacation, who's unavailable, so forth. So sometimes that's to your advantage. But for now, because it's a demo, we'll just go with one user. Remember, I created that test account called Gene USMC. So Gene USMC will be the approver for the ticket that's being created by the user expert. And then we'll select resources. In this case, we're going to upgrade web servers. And we're going to do a backup plan. And our backup plan will be to revert to the previous version firmware. In case you're wondering why there was a little bit of a delay, I've actually typed the text off screen so that you don't have to watch me hunt and peck and misspell. And then I've entered the test plan. We've actually got what we call a test batch of transactions that we submit that exercise servers, creates a lot of I/O activity. It's a good test for firmware. So we now have a test plan. We've got a backup plan. We know our resources. We know who our approvers are. I didn't do a couple things here. I didn't create the urgency. So I'm going to pick a date. This time I'm going to use need by date. And I'm going to schedule this work on Sunday. My French team loves to work on Sundays. So I'm going to schedule them to come in and work on Sunday and upgrade this firmware. For impact, it impacts the entire department. I don't have to set the priority. HDPlus will calculate the priority based on what I've just entered. And boy, I've been really negligent here. I didn't create the assignment either. So I'm going to assign this ticket to the user expert. And the description is we're going to upgrade firmware on web server. So you did get to see me hunt and peck. I got through that one okay. So let's go back down through the ticket. Expert user created it. ChangeControl, we're going to upgrade some firmware. It's assigned to the group HDPlus support. It's assigned to the user expert. We're going to do it on Sunday, make our French friends happy. It impacts the entire department, at least one approver. Gene Horlander, USMC is the approver. We know our resources, we have our backup plan, we got our test plan. We got all the information we need. So we'll create the change. It's change 63. Let's go back to list. This is my list. And I'm sorry, it's the group list. You can see change 63. If I go to about my list, again, change 63 because this user created it. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is pause the video. And the reason I'm doing that is the next thing I'm going to do is display my iPhone and show the email account for the email user geneusmc@gmail.com. It takes 5 minutes for emails to flush through the queue. That's a delay that we incorporated to better handle I/O load and transaction activity. So like I said, there's a 5-minute delay. I don't want you waiting for the delay. I'll pause the video. When I restart it, you'll see the iPhone display. And we're back. I did so much talking it really didn't take us 5 minutes. So I'm now displaying my iPhone, and on the iPhone I'm showing an email that arrived in the Gmail account for Gene USMC. And just to show you this is live, if I rotate my phone, my display rotates. So this is not simulation. This is live, actual transactions, real time. So I'm going to go into the email, and I scroll down, and it shows me that I've been asked to approve a ticket, change ticket 63 by user expert. It's a change ticket. It's upgrading firmware. It's assigned to the group support. It's assigned to the user expert. They'd like to have it by 5 a.m. on the 22nd, which is a Sunday. Surely we could do it earlier in the morning, maybe at 3. No, that's okay. We'll leave it at 5. I can approve the ticket, and I could also disapprove the ticket, or I could view the ticket if I wanted to look at the ticket details, or if I just wanted to go to the HD Plus homepage, I can do that. So I'm going to select approve, and it takes me to the user page where I need to log in now as Gene USMC. We have to maintain security. And when I do that, I already had a transaction queued up under this account. Was to approve. If you recall, I had selected I want to approve the transaction, so my decision was to approve it. So I'm going to say OK. It will then show me the ticket detail if I wanted to take a look at it. Takes it a moment to process these transactions, and then I'll log out. Trying to log out. Okay, and now we'll turn off the display. Wonderful technology here. All right, we're back at the HD Plus desktop display. So this was a great video. You just got a chance to see the desktop and the mobile display together. So we're looking at the list of my list tickets for the user, expert user. And recall we were working with change 63. And need to update start this ticket. Okay. And we'll go down here and we'll see that our change was approved by Gene USMC at 4:09. So now we've got some activity. We can see when the ticket was assigned. Well, looks like I approved it twice. And we just updated and started the ticket. So that's change control. I can go back now to my list. So you see it in my list. I can see it in group list. And I can go back to home, to my dashboard. Again, I select the change control KPI. Go down, look at the bar graph. It was 4 tickets before, now it's 5. It's 5 because ticket 63. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of testing. And we can go back into 63 now. The ticket's been approved. We can close this ticket, and we do a close. Now, when I go back to list, 63 is not there, and it's not in the group list, nor is it in the my list. Why? It's been closed. And these lists only show the active tickets, assigned, work in process, and so forth. And I can still go back to the dashboard. You see now it's 4 tickets, because this is only showing us the active tickets. I could go do a report, or let's just do a search. So we'll go into search. Search engine and a report search engine are the same. I'm going to do a report on change tickets, and I want to see tickets that have been completed. So I do a search, and there's a lot of them. But you go down here and you'll see ticket 63. We open up ticket 63. Here's all the notes. And that takes us to the end of this training video. This has been a good one. Again, you got to see an iPhone display real time. You got to see HD Plus in a desktop. You got to see the change control process, something I strongly believe in. Every team I've managed, change control is an important part of that. And you got to see the interaction between differences of technology. So think about that for a moment. Real time, we logged into a server that's hosted in the cloud. These are hosted in Arizona, HDPlus. They're with Microsoft Azure. And our email in this particular instance is hosted by another provider. So we're going through email from another provider interfacing to our HDPlus system on Microsoft Azure, and we're sending emails back and forth to a mobile device that's has a contract with AT&T. So a lot of complex technologies coming together to make a very intuitively simple, beneficial, and useful system, HDPlus. Thank you for your time.